Hey everybody, Mark here again. Hey, so today I was going to show off a couple of new tools. Well, I guess you can call them tools that I got. I got a FedEx package the other day in the mail that had this in it. And it actually came from Steven Petrush, who we all know makes those wonderful aluminum wheels that we all like, and amongst other things he's very handy when it comes to metalworking. And I got this in the mail along with this chassis that was in here. This is actually a Super 7 chassis, but it says Mark Slockhart Garage, 1,500 subscribers, which I thought was really nice. But what he made is a jig to drill out the rear axle pins to, that hold your axle. So, and he even sent me a complete chassis with the clip and a guide pin and two little axle pins, I think is what's in this little vial here. If I can get this open. Yeah, 3 he actually sent me. I have tons of these, but I appreciate him sending them to me. So that's how thorough Steven is. So I thought I'd do a quick little video trying this out. This one is not pinned yet or not drilled out. And it does, a Viper chassis fits in here as well. That, with the Lexan body posts. So you'd be able to drill out the axle pins for both Super 7 and any kind of Viper BSRT chassis should work in here as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So I thought I'd go ahead and drill this out, and it's nice that he sent me this chassis because I just so happen to have the 2.5 ohm Super 7 motor that I built with the parts he actually supplied me. So Steven sent me the parts to build this motor box because he knew I was looking to play around with upgrading a Super 7 armature. So yeah, let's give this a go. I thought I would try this out. Now normally when I drill out the rear axle, I use 2 different drill bits. I use this smaller 0.50 millimeter, and then I follow through with this 0.635 millimeter or 0.025 inch drill bit. This is a little too small. It's really hard to get the pin in, but I like to start with this. So, before I had this jig, I had to make sure I tried to hold it level and line it up, and you don't want to be angled that way or angled too high or too low. So this should hopefully take all that guesswork out. So I'm going to start off with my smaller bit, and then I'll put the bigger one in and follow through with that. And we'll see how this works. So I did notice this bit doesn't go all the way through. It only goes through the first side, but it doesn't go through the second, which is fine. Oh my God, I just broke the bit off. Oh no, that was dumb. Well, you got to be careful because if you kink that bit, especially in this block, it's going to do that. Fortunately, I have 10 of these, which you can see I've already broken a number of them. Try this again. I'll try not to bend the bit this time. Go in through the hole here. That went through. got that so precise to land right in that tiny hole, but he did a great job. Those holes do line up right with the guide holes on the chassis. I don't know what Steven's plans are with this jig, if he's looking to sell more of them. Most of you guys know his contact information. I would email him, and if you're interested in it. I have no idea on pricing or anything like that. Or if this was a one-off gift or a prototype, but let's see how this works here. If I could hold that on an angle so you guys could see it. You do have to make sure you kind of hold the chassis as you're pushing in, obviously, because I could see it starting to push the chassis. Probably better to put my thumb on it like that to really hold it in place. And there we go. Just broke through. Looks like it's lined up perfectly. And I managed to not break the bit. Do the same thing on this side. I'll hold it upside down so I can kind of see what I'm doing. I could probably look at this through my magnifying light as well when I'm doing it. All right, we just made it through all the way. Yeah, perfect. Perfectly down, right down the center. That's going to really make things a lot easier when I'm pinning my own chassis like I do, because I always get annoyed when I go a little crooked, which has happened. So, thank you. Thank you, Steven. Again, much appreciated. And what I usually do is I follow through with a little tweezer and just kind of pick out any debris in here. And you can see all of the shavings here. Move them off to the side, clean that up later. So then we should be able to, now what I like to do with these axle pins is I usually take out my rotary tool and a grinder, and I'll put a little point on it just to make it easier to get it started. These do not have a point, they're pretty flat, but let's see if I can try and get one in here so we can look at it installed. All right, made it in through the first opening. Made it in through the second. And there it is, perfect. Perfect alignment. Try and put the other one in, see how the other side looks. Yeah, it's definitely not easy to get these started. I just kind of get it to hold in, and then I just push it down on a hard surface. So there's that one. we go. And there's the other side. Nice. Came out pretty good. Definitely acceptable. And so that's that. So yeah, thank you, Steven. Another awesome invention. Appreciate the touch there on the 1,500 subscribers. Another tool I picked up is this fiberglass kind of brush that I saw Steven from BS Slot Cars use to clean a Tyco armature com. So I was like, he got it off Amazon, and that's where I got it, off of Amazon. See if I could find a car with a kind of dirty com. But you can see how that's dirty. You basically just stick this brush in there and spin the axle, move it up and down a little bit. I mean, look at that. It really polishes it up nice with very little effort. I'm not pushing down very hard at all with this. I mean, that really polishes the com really nice. Quick cleaning job without having to, and it's a type of push button that has a long, I'm sure this will last quite a while. So neat little invention. It's like a contact cleaner. I'll have to put the name of it in the description when I post this video. Or if you check out BS Slot Cars, he has the link in his latest video as well. So thank you, Steven, for that tip. Really handy little tool. While I'm at it, why don't we pop in some hangers on this Super 7 chassis here. And I'll put this motor box in that I built. I'm not going to do a whole, like, testing this car out, but I will assemble it, at least the motor box in here. Which I need a little screwdriver. Because these Super 7s kind of have a similar setup to like a Viper. You gotta get past these hangers. So you can see that's kind of sitting on those hangers. You want to kind of pry these up, push that in. There you go. Wonder if I could see if this. Nope. Kind of heard it. It's hard to make contact. Have to put some pickup shoes on it. But I'll finish building this and actually, hold on, I'm going to pause the video for a minute. All right, I installed some pickup shoes and some springs. And she runs, but I don't have a front end, or I do have a guide pin because Steven was actually nice enough to send me a guide pin for that chassis, so I'll put that in. I do have a couple of extra front end, independent front ends, so I just have to come up with a rear axle for it, and then we'll we'll compare this 2.5 ohm Super 7 to this 3.5 ohm one that I had showed off the other day. So this has a balanced 3.5 ohm armature from HC slots, and I put level 10 traction magnets with this. So this car runs really well, actually. Definitely peppier than a stock Super 7. By how much, I don't know. We'll compare that. I'll run some stock Super 7s with 6 ohm armature, and we'll compare them to these 2.5 and 3.5 ohm cars, and we'll see if it's really worth all the effort to upgrade the armature in a Super 7. I mean, I'm sure if you're looking to eke out as much performance as possible, it would be worth it to you. But yeah, that's it. Just a quick video today. I wanted to show off mostly this tool to pin the axle, again from Steven, and this tool that you could use. I don't know if I can get it to show, but it is kind of like a brush material. I believe it's like a fiberglass. Though it does have a warning on it that says cancer and reproductive harm. So take that for what it's worth. I make sure I wash my hands after I use this. But anyway, I'm sure with the very minimal exposure that I'll have to that, I don't think it's going to be an issue. And I don't think I'm going to get pregnant anytime soon, so that's not a problem either. All right, everybody. Tune in tomorrow. Got some guys coming by tomorrow. Going to do some racing, so usual time in the morning, probably between 10 and 11. So, all right. Hope everybody's having a great Friday, and the weekend's here. So I'm sure I'll be chatting with everybody this weekend. All right. Thanks. Take care.